courier. Give me what I need, sir.
What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Lpearly Show. This time, we're back for a third episode of New Vegas Smoke Spots, this time with the heavily requested Dead Money video. I would say that doing a video for Dead Money is definitely the most requested comment I've got since I started doing this series, and I'm a man of the people, so I figured I would go ahead and make the video. I am glad to be here, even if smoking in this DLC is like declaring war on your lungs. If you are experiencing anger, depression, or a constant beeping in your ears, then smoking za in the Sierra Madre may be for you. Side effects include pneumonia, tuberculosis, bird lung, cancer, super cancer, death, super duper cancer, and indigestion. Consult your doctor to see if smoking za in the Sierra Madre is for you. Complications with alcohol may occur. Or smoking that shit that split dogs' personalities. You will have cottonmouth. We're still gonna make the video even if smoking in this DLC is like declaring war on your lungs. So for this video, I'm gonna start with the villa smoke spots, and then I'm gonna move on to the casino, just because the casino is a lot safer than anything in the villa, so I think it's kind of hard to compare them on the same scale. I mean, in the villa, you've got to worry about ghost people and the toxic cloud. The cloud, you know, the cloud, not talking about the fucking booth that you might have smuggled in. First smoke spot in the villa is gonna be just all these little miscellaneous rooms that you can find hidden around the villa. You know, just stuff with like a couch, a defunct TV, maybe some furniture. They're nice little spots, glimpses into what a beautiful weekend at the Sierra Madre could have been, now reduced to paths through abandoned, defunct buildings. Anyways, they're pretty cozy. I do think you would get bedbugs if you sat on any of these couches for too long though. A special shout out to this one little room in Salida del Sol. I feel like I'm nostalgic for a vacation I never had. On the topic of Salida del Sol, I'd also like to give a little shout out to this wine cellar that you have to go through during the course of the story. I think realistically all the wine in this cellar would be fucking putrid by the time you get to it, but we're operating on Fallout logic, so the courier can literally just pluck the cork right out of the bottle and start drinking it. Can we talk about how fucking strong the courier would have to be to literally like pluck the cork out of a bottle? Like, that's some Terminator shit. Unless it's just like screw top wine. Yuck. If this cellar was full of Mad Dog 2020, then the events of Dead Money would have never happened because the Dead Money crew would have just fucking fallen asleep in front of the fountain after fistfighting each other. Anyways, this isn't a video about the best drinking spots in Dead Money, so we're gonna move on. Technically, our next entry is Salida del Sol as well, but it doesn't really count, I suppose. We're gonna go with the Bell Tower, aka where you activate the gala events at. This place is honestly a no-brainer. There's an insane view of the Sierra Madre Casino and its surroundings. The clouds of the cloud are awe-inspiring. You get a cool view into the courtyard below. You're pretty much safe from everything up here. It's very beautiful. It's an amazing smoke spot, actually. The Bell Tower would honestly be my preferred smoke spot in the villa. It would probably be the only spot I would feel safe smoking in the villa. I feel like you would still be able to smell the cloud up here a little bit, but don't worry. We got something for that smell. We're gonna be boxing this bitch out. Hold up. One spot I couldn't get away with not mentioning is Dean's Overlook in the villa, or where you initially find him, I suppose. This location doesn't really have a name. It's the spot where you initially meet Dean's initial hideout in the residential district. I'm calling it Dean's Overlook because it sounds cool. Fuck it. Anyways, I had a ton of people in the comments telling me that Dean's Overlook needs to be in the smoke spot video. And I agree, it would be an amazing smoke spot if Dean wasn't there. I said it. I'm sorry. I do not like Dean Domino. He is not a good person. No Dead Money spoilers, though. Anyways, Dean's Overlook is pretty cozy. Even though there's an explosive charge directly underneath your cheeks if you sit down here, it's got some nice lighting, a decent enough view, and there's even a hot plate downstairs. I mean, Dean himself even has a little stogie here, but you're still going to be sparking up next to somebody who's sitting next to a 200-year-old picture of themselves. High-key loser behavior. Moving on from Dean's Overlook, the last one for the villa is going to be like a strictly hypothetical thing. I think in a perfect world, there could be a legendary rotation at the fountain once you've got Dean, Christine, and God/Dog. But unfortunately, Christine can't smoke because she just got her throat torn out. Dog or God probably shouldn't smoke because they're going to get sent into psychosis. Dean is not included in the blunt rotation because he's a fucking asshole. I saw the twit longer, Dean. I know your allegations, bro. Fuck out of here. But yeah, it's fun to imagine. I think Elijah would just fucking blow up everybody on the spot if he saw a blunt circle at the fountain. I fuck feel like an astronaut up in my drop top.
Once here in a 55, we woke up, kind of wine, the couple block, I'm cheap with fun.
That is going to wrap up everything in the villa for now. Leave a comment if there's anything that you guys found interesting. I know there is a lot of unmarked locations in the villa, so leave a comment below if I left out anything that you thought was interesting. Moving on from the villa into the Sierra Madre Casino, we've got the lobby. I know it feels a bit like cheating to include literally the first room you see in the casino, but seriously, look at this place. It's very spacey, very vibey. It's got a lot of Art Deco vibes to it. That's not me just pulling shit out, by the way. There's actually a loading screen that says Frederick Sinclair was super into Art Deco. R.I.P. Frederick Sinclair. You would have loved Fruitier Arrow. All jokes aside, even after decaying for 200 years, this lobby has a haunting beauty to it. I think the mural of two dead lovers definitely contributes to the vibe a good amount. Still amazing, though. Just imagine being in this Sierra Madre actually kind of gives me chills. I don't really know if I could smoke here. The next spot on our list, though, hell yeah. Hollow blackjack tables, baby. I could definitely spark up at the casino blackjack tables, which is going to be our next spot. The blackjack tables are off in their little room over here in the gambling area, which I think is really funny. The roulette and slot machines are out here in the open. Meanwhile, the blackjack tables are stuffed in the corner like the cuck chair. Still though, this would be an amazing spot to unwind and play a little blackjack. Unfortunately, hologram dealers are a step below flesh dealers because when you lose all your money to a hologram, they can't be punched into chicken nuggets, unlike other flesh-based dealers in this game. Unfortunately, we can't stay at the hollow blackjack tables forever, so we're going to be moving on. We're going to take a quick stop at the Cantina Madrid. There's really not a lot here. This place is supposed to be the fine restaurant of the Sierra Madre, but all you ever see in the final game is the lobby and the back rooms. No, not those back rooms, just the kitchen and the freezer. Most people speedrun this area because this is the part where you've got to talk a dog down from the ledge.
I fucking made my game crash.
But this freezer back here and this lobby area are actually really chill. No pun intended on the first part. I just think the lobby and freezer areas are very comfortable areas if you remove the context of a super mutant the room over threatening to blow the entire quadrant up if you can't talk him out of it.
Ops wanted some initiative. Blew up their entire quadrant. I'm moving like Oppenheimer.
I just think in a different universe. Blinkers were hit in this walk-in freezer, and stogies were smoked in this lobby while tables were being waited for. But maybe this is just Stockholm Syndrome from working in food service for so long. Does the Fallout universe even have blinkers? Would you have like a little like disposable that would be powered by like microfusion cells? Could you just be like... Next up is going to be the Tampico, also known as where Dean Domino becomes Dead Domino on most of my playthroughs. Disregarding the fact that the entire stage is a death trap until he's taken care of, it's a very nice place. The lobby and entrance area is just like... mwah. The lighting... mwah. I like it. I love it. I need to be here. I fucking need to be here. I have to smoke a blunt here. And once you get to the stage 2, cinema. The pre-baked lightings in older games just makes me feel something, dude. RTX 10 million dynamic lighting is nice and all, but sometimes that old school pre-baked lighting, it just hits the spot, man. It makes me feel like I'm looking at a painting almost. Like the intentionality is very much there. It almost reminds me of like an old 3D render. I guess this is an old 3D render, maybe not that old. Anyways. Dean's final resting place is an amazing place to burn one, provided the holograms aren't still there to give you trouble. Last up on the list is going to be Vera's room. I had a ton of comments suggesting this one as well, and I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really see the vision until I reached it on my most recent playthrough. I said this wasn't really a countdown, but we basically did save the best for last. Saying this is one of the moodiest interiors in the entire game is definitely true. I think the only thing that could give this a run for its money would be something maybe like the sink interior. Let me know in the comments if you think there's any other really beautiful interiors that can give Vera's room a run for their money. Imagine having Vera's room as a player home. I know it would make absolutely zero sense, but it would be so sweet. Just give me like the big mountain transportal ponder, but for Vera's room, please. This place is the perfect smoke spot. You've got your pick between beer, whiskey, and wine spread across the floor. You've got this other room that's got Vera's skeleton in it. Okay, maybe it's for the better that This was never made into a player home. Let her have her rest. Alternatively, since Vera's skeleton was coded as an NPC instead of an object so they could carefully manipulate her limbs into doing an unmistakable fint fold on the chair, I'm not lying, you can look that up. You can actually use the console command resurrect on her skeleton to... yeah. On the bright side, 3 is company, so this means you, Christina, and Vera can all have a rotation together. Bald bitches, unite! Anyways, that's about all for today, you guys. Thank you for watching. Make sure to check me out on other platforms if you haven't already. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And see you next time.